Hey guys, this is Lei from Goldfish Corner. Welcome back. And today we're going to continue to talk about the Zibo Goldfish Contest and Show. And particularly, I'm going to go through 24 different divisions. So last time we go through the news report as episode 1, and also I talk about episode 2, give you a virtual tour to the convention center. So before I dive into the 24 different divisions, I actually give you a background material about the preparation work for the Goldfish Show. All these fish has to ship to the Zibo through the flight transportation. So first one, we got all the boxes delivered to the convention center. You can see the staffing is checking the fish. They check the fish one bag. And recently, because the technology, they actually built an online system of phone apps. After acclimation, they put the fish back to the water and also track every steps. So without the technology, it's pretty hard to organize this massive scale of goldfish. And also a lot of volunteers support this work. All right, now let's back to the 24 different divisions. Again, all of these videos are actually recorded by Professor Xu through his cell phone. So the first one is actually the red tiger head or Chinese lion head. There's a little bit confusion in terms of the name translation. So if you translate the Chinese name word by word, 虎头金鱼, so it's actually tiger head goldfish. The actual English name, based on my study, is actually a Chinese lion head. Pretty much refer to this kind of goldfish with a flat back and no dorsal fin, has massive wing growth. Now we're heading to this, they call it the king tiger head or the king lion head. In Chinese, 王字虎头. The reason it called a king, because if you look at its fin, there is a cleavage in his fin, and the cleavage in his fin is actually make the shape of the Chinese characters king or wang. Apparently for this fish, it's not in very good shape. It probably have some swim bladder issue. It has head down, tilt forward. As I said, every time when you go to those goldfish contests or goldfish competition, the fish actually suffering a lot. Okay, let's move on to the next fish. And this is actually Thai Ranchu. It's very signatured. Thai Ranchu is red and white color, and you can see the curvature is a little bit extreme, and also the tilt angle, the angle between the caudal peduncle versus tail angle is actually over than if it's a little smaller than 90 degrees. For Chinese Ranchu, it's typical 90 degree. So you can see this is a Thai Ranchu. Okay, let's move to this division, Egg Phoenix. So Egg Phoenix is very famous. I think it's a lot of the US breeder familiarized with the Egg Phoenix because the blue Egg Phoenix was imported to US back to, I think it's 1996 through the exchange program. Blue Egg Phoenix has a quite stabilized line in the US and through Jaws Fancy Goldfish Farm. Let's move on to the next one. And this is a Chinese Ranchu, particular color. This actually, I think it's a black color. It has the red on the head, very good shape. And the next one, also the Chinese Ranchu, is actually the red top Chinese Ranchu. So you can see this one also not in very good shape. It's pretty static, but the key feature is you can see the pure white body with the two ends red. So the head is red and also the tail is red and all the fins are red. Now let's move on to the next one. Now this division is called other division, or this division. This particular fish is actually a jinking goldfish. Is part of originated, I think, from imported in Japan. And now we're in the called calico Chinese goldfish division. Well, I personally, I don't fully agree this is a calico goldfish because by definition, the calico goldfish tends to have 5 colors. So it's white, black, blue, red, and orange. And for this fish, it has orange, red, and black, but it's missing the blue base color. So I think it's more, I would call the tricolor Chinese Ranchu instead of calico Chinese Ranchu. Okay, let's move on to the next division, and this division is the bubbly eyes. This is actually pretty popular even here in US, but you can see there's one thing I want to highlight is the color. I think this is the blue color, and but the bubbly eye, the bubble is actually in purple, and also it's a dorsalis. The back is like a very smooth comb, the back. Next division, this division, this is a butterfly. So butterfly is one of the traditional Chinese breed, but for this particular fish, there's some nuances in because the color pattern is black and white. It just matches the panda, the grand panda color. So all the eyes are black and some white patches on the body and black tail. So it's very nice color pattern. But one thing is a little bit regret is if you look at the pectoral fin or the chest fin of this fish is actually curled or is actually folded or bended. So that's gonna deduct some score from this fish. But overall, the color pattern is great. The tail is beautiful. It's just some deficiency in the pectoral fin. The next division is, this is my favorite one. This is called red goosehead goldfish. So goosehead goldfish is similar to the ranchu, but there's no dorsal fin, massive wing growth. But the wing growth is very particular, only on top of the head. There's nothing on the gill or nothing on the back. A pure pearl white color on the body and a smooth back. It's not curvature that much. It has to be a straight, very natural curved back, not as exaggerated as Chinese ranchu. And this one is called a kite line. It has a lot of massive wing. It's even more wing growth on the head than the Chinese ranchu. But it has to be a strong body to balance the swim. I think for this one, unfortunately, this one doesn't look right because they got stuck in the vacuum hole of the filter. Let's move on to the rest of the 12 division, I believe. We talk about this fish from the episode 2, crown pearl scale. This is beautiful, and the fish condition is right. The swim behavior is fine. It's a little bit head down and tilt forward, but overall they're still balanced. You just think about this as a massive wing, a very smooth, very rounded wing on the body. Plus, if you look at each scale, it has extruding pearl, very hard, and they don't miss any pearl scale. They don't miss any single scale. So it's very well braided goldfish. Okay, this division is one of the popular new breed Chinese ranchu. Is called a milk cow ranchu. A lot of US hobbyists are familiarized with the pan milk cow ranchu. So this, I believe this one from Fuzhou, from Pan's Goldfish Farm. You can see the black and white patterns, very unique and a good contrast between white and black patches, just like a milk cow. This division is another traditional Chinese breed. It's called a red cap. So the difference between red cap versus red goosehead is a red cap oranda has the dorsal fin. So the reason I like this one is you got to look at the tail. So if you look at the tail, all the tail lobe is stretching. There's no folding or bend or clamp tail, which is very hard for the long tail red cap oranda. And also the back fin is very straight and up. There's no bend back fin. Very good. I think the wing is very clear and very clean. Beautiful red wing on top. This one is a short tail oranda. You can see the massive grow wing and also with the dorsal fin. And this division is the long tail oranda. So look at this rose tail. I think they have some blood from the Thai oranda, crossbreed with Chinese oranda. But the wing is great. The color is beautiful. And if you pay attention to the color, normally the goldfish color on the belly side tends to fade away. But for this long tail oranda, even for the belly, it's still pure red. So it's very nice for the side view. Let's move on. This is called a red-white Yuking. So Yuking originated from China, and then 200 years ago they imported to Japanese. The Japanese breed it in a certain way, and it sort of has their local culture, has a very humped back, and Chinese breeder add a Chinese flavor. So this one is typical for the side view. Beautiful rounded body. The color patch is very nice. This is personally I would call this as tricolor because I don't see white and blue base color on this fish. Any caudicle pattern should have 5 colors, and this one only have 3. So I would call it tricolor Yuking. A very nice humpback, so very rounded. This is red white Chinese Ranchu, or randomly distribute white patch and red patch. If you look at the curvature back, the back and the curvature of the belly almost make a beautiful ball. It's very rounded shape. This one's a pumpkin goldfish, very straight back, no dorsal fin, but I think there's some fungus grow on the head already. As I said, every time they're kind of suffering from this. All right, so this is the butterfly tail. Normally the butterfly always come with telescope. This is a red and white butterfly. You can see the telescope eye is rounded. It's actually painted with red, and the tail expanding just like a butterfly. This one is pumpkin goldfish. Is actually the way I like is the pattern between black and red. So the red on the bottom. I think this one is in the transition. Eventually, every time if you see the black base with red, eventually the black gonna become the red. And the pumpkin is very nice size and very symmetrical. There's a different way of Chinese goldfish classification. I think for this Zibo Goldfish Contest and Show, classify the fish into this 24 division, so they give more chance of people to win. And then this is another way to promote the goldfish in China. So next time, the episode 4, I'm gonna give you the finale, which is the final grand champion and grand 2nd place and grand 3rd place. The fish is beautiful. Stay tuned for next episode. I hope you enjoyed today's video. By the way, give me a like if you enjoyed today's show, and also comment below if you have any feedback. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.